DogWorks Radio is sponsored by Alaska Dog Works. Check out their website at alaskadogworks.com.
This episode of the podcast is brought to you by First Paw Coffee Company, specializing in private label premium blend coffee. If you're serious about coffee, you should check it out. First Paw Coffee's passion is high-quality, small-batch roasted coffee. They take the extra time to taste and get everything perfect before they release new blends. They aim to bring you a cup of happiness each time you pour yourself some coffee. Find out more at ak.dog/free and enter for a chance to win some First Paw Coffee prizes, a book from our collection, and tote bag. One winner will be selected at random each month. That's ak.dog/free.
Have you ever wondered why your dog looks at you in a puzzling way as you're yelling at him for doing something? Or why does that dang dog ignore my commands? Well, I know this may seem like an obvious answer, but your dog speaks a different language than you and I do. And that could be precisely why he doesn't comply with your instructions and commands. On today's show, we're going to give you a bunch of tips and tricks on how to get your dog to listen to you no matter the situation. And if you stick around to the end, you can learn all about the Yorkshire Terrier. Did you know that they are often named the most popular dog breed in various American cities? Yorkies pack lots of big town attitude into a small but self-important package. They are favorites of urbanites the world over.
From First Paw Media, sponsored by Alaska Dog Works Professional Canine Training Center in Anchorage, Alaska. This is DogWorks Radio, committed to families and their dogs to build lifelong and fulfilling relationships. Visit our website at dogworksradio.com. Now, here are your hosts, Robert and Michele Forto.
Hello and welcome to DogWorks Radio. This is your host, Michele Forto, and I am the lead trainer of Alaska Dog Works. One of the first things potential clients say to me on the phone is, "My dog doesn't listen to me." Communication is difficult enough between humans. Now, let's add in a different species and see how they handle our language, whether it be us verbally speaking or using body language and hand signals. What in the heck? Bark, woof, howl. I don't speak this language. So, how can we better communicate with our dogs? Dogs do best with 1 or 2 syllable words and with simple hand gestures and mindful body language. They also learn their name first, so don't use nicknames until you're sure your dog responds to his name by looking at you or coming to your side when you say it. Here's an example. Say the dog's name Max. If he looks at you or in your direction, then he's acknowledging that he's heard you and looks at you because you are exhibiting a welcoming look on your smiling face. This reaction to him looking at you when you called his name reinforces trust and bonds you together. He will want to seek you out for attention for the rest of his life. On the other hand, if you yell or scream his name in the beginning for any reason, it may make him fearful and shy away from you, avoiding eye contact instead of building trust. You've broken it and taught him that his name and eye contact actually displeases you. Communicating with your dog in the critical periods of life is crucial to building a lasting, trusting relationship with him. You started out right, but your canine buddy still does unwanted things. Let's think about what your dog is trying to accomplish when he's misbehaving and don't allow him to be rewarded for it. Instead, allow him to succeed. For example, tell the begging dog to go to his place and lie down. Give him a treat when he does. Behaviors like countersurfing may take longer to stop, and honestly, you may never achieve complete trustworthiness because dogs can easily smell that food has been on the counter and they will try for a very long time just if a crumb is left up there. Be consistent here. Practice often and do not become complacent. If you can make sure that they never, ever find anything useful there, then maybe they will give up. This is not easy to do, especially if you have a family. Sooner or later, someone will leave something within reach, and this will give the dog reason to keep checking. Try to make sure your counter is kept as clean as possible. Be clear in your commands and reinforce the wanted behavior. Teaching your dog where he can be in the kitchen, like a rug or bed just for him, is a great way to teach them boundaries. Another way is to teach the dog to never come into the kitchen. But with most homes being built with open concepts, this is becoming more difficult to avoid. So instead, teach your dog what you expect of him in this space from day one. Remember, you are communicating with an animal that speaks a different language. To help improve your dog's behavior, training is critical. Try to introduce a new command every week, and practice old ones with him. Besides understanding what you want him to do, the mental work involved in his learning commands will tire him out, making him less likely to misbehave. Exercise is another important factor in dog behavior. If you're gone 12 hours a day and your dog's walks consist of a quick dash into the backyard, you're not providing your pet with adequate opportunities to use up all his energy. Instead, the excess will go into chewing your shoes, stealing your food, or scratching your walls. As the old saying goes, a tired dog is a good dog. In the end, your dog wants to understand what you want him to do, but it will take some time and patience to make your objectives clear to your canine companion. But I heard that ignoring the behavior works. You should never overlook behaviors your dog or puppy does that you find undesirable if the behaviors are self-reinforcing. This is because by practicing the behaviors, the dog will find them reinforcing and be more likely to continue doing them in the future. By repetition, the undesired behavior attains a reinforcement history, meaning it will be more likely to happen again in the future. Even though ignoring an attention-seeking behavior is a great way to extinguish the behavior, only ignoring undesirable attention-seeking behaviors such as jumping or barking rather than doing any training can get you in trouble. This is because the dog might offer another unwanted behavior in the place of the one you wanted to get rid of when you're ignoring the dog. An example, if you ignored your puppy for jumping and didn't train the puppy what you wanted him to do instead, he could possibly start jumping higher and harder, barking or biting your leg to get your attention instead. It would never occur to a young puppy to sit calmly to get your attention without prior training. So, by teaching the dog what you want him to do first, it gives him a behavior to offer that you like when the one you don't like is not working for him. I'm going to take a short break while you guys learn all about First Paw Coffee.
So earlier, you learned about First Paw Coffee Company. Now I'm going to tell you about its Trailbreaker Blend. First Paw Coffee Company's Trailbreaker Blend is inspired by our love of the Northern Lights, frosty paws, and sled dog trails. How cool is that? The Trailbreaker Blend is a private label premium blend that was developed just for them. It's a medium dark roast from Central and South America, highlighting flavors of brown sugar, hazelnut, and plum. Be sure to go to ak.dog/free and enter to win a bunch of cool prizes. That's ak.dog/free.
Okay, guys. Interrupting behavior does not have to be physically or psychologically intimidating. You can use a positively reinforced recall, attention noise, or leave it cue to call your dog away from something and happily direct him to something else. For jumping up, stop the dog by reinforcing sit and stay, and then, and only then, will you give attention or allow someone else to give attention. Here at Alaska Dog Works, we utilize a command called visit. That releases the dog from our side to be greeted by another person while keeping 4 on the floor and his mouth off of the person. This means that you don't get the side effects of using punishment when managing behaviors you don't like. Here's some more tips. Don't ignore your dog when they are good. Give them attention when they are doing what you want them to do. Reward good behavior so they are very clear about the appropriate ways to get your attention. In general, if a dog is seeking your attention at the wrong time, you are not giving them enough of it at the right time. Once you are sure your dog does not have every right to expect more attention from you, if they do something you do not want them to do, totally ignore them if it is safe to do so. Don't interact with them, talk to them, or even look at them until the behavior stops. If you ignore these behaviors, they will stop, although they may escalate at first, because they aren't achieving the desired effect. Example, getting your attention. When the behavior stops, you have to be very quick to reward its absence. Reward what you like, ignore what you don't. Don't be tempted to tell your dog off or push them away. That is giving them attention. If the behavior is not safe to ignore, like nipping at guests, jumping on children, terrorizing granny, etc., make use of the house lines and baby gates to remove your dog from the scene without any kind of interaction from you. At times, when you know your dog is likely to bug you, you can give them a chew or a toy stuffed with food to distract them and provide them with something to occupy them instead and break the habit. With some patience, understanding, and management, you can prevent attention-seeking behaviors. But if you are struggling to get this under control, give us a call and we'd be happy to help you get things back on track and better communicate with your dog. I'm going to take a little break here, and when I get back, we are going to learn all about the Yorkshire Terrier.
We're living in uncertain times. If there is one thing we can be thankful for, that is the recent pet adoption boom. Shelters are being cleared out, and that means you may not know much about your new best friend. Alaska Dog Works virtual and on-site classes are the best way for you to build a lasting bond and learn about your pup, new or old. From setting up a proper routine to learning the commands and much more, Alaska Dog Works provides you with the resources to develop your dog into one of the best. Right now, Alaska Dog Works has an exclusive offer just for our listeners. Go to alaskadogworks.com now and use promo code DOGWORKS and save 20% off your training program at the time of your booking. Visit alaskadogworks.com and use promo code DOGWORKS to save 20% today. That's alaskadogworks.com and use promo code DOGWORKS at the time of booking.
Okay, guys, let's learn all about that Yorkshire Terrier. Yorkshire Terrier is a compact, toy-sized terrier of no more than 7 pounds whose crowning glory is a floor-length silky coat of steel blue and a rich golden tan. Don't let the Yorkie's daintiness fool you, though. Tenacious, feisty, brave, and sometimes bossy, the Yorkie exhibits all the traits of a true terrier. Often named the most popular dog breed in various American cities, Yorkies pack lots of big-town attitude into a small but self-important package. They are favorites of urbanites all over the world. Yorkies are long-lived and low allergen. The coat is more like human hair than animal fur, making fine little watchdogs. This is a true personality breed, providing years of laughs, love, and close companionship. Here's some quick facts. Their temperament is affectionate, sprightly, and tomboyish. The AKC breed popularity ranks them 10th out of 195. They are 7 to 8 inches high, weighing in around 7 pounds. They live between 11 and 15 years, and they are classified in the toy group. The Yorkshire Terrier was developed during the mid-1800s in the northern English counties of Yorkshire and Lancashire. It became a fashionable lapdog for proper English ladies in late Victorian times, but its beginnings were distinctly working class. The breed is said to be the creation of weavers from Scotland who migrated to the English North Country and brought their Scottish Terriers with them. Several breeds of now extinct Scottish Terriers are a part of the Yorkie's genetic mix, along with such still extant Terriers as the Skye and Dandy Dinmont. One historical source suggests the addition of Maltese blood. The Scott weavers were proud of their tough little terriers, bred small enough to squeeze into the nooks and crannies of textile mills in pursuit of rodents. Jokes were made about the Yorkie's long, silky coat, inferring that its finely textured hair was a product of the looms. The Yorkie's home region was a center of mining as well as textile making, and many Yorkies were employed in coal mines as exterminators. The turning point in breed history came in 1886 when the Kennel Club of England granted the Yorkie recognition. With this splash of publicity, the Yorkie became fashionable as a lady's companion, and as the Yorkie's popularity among the fashionable increased, its size decreased to better meet its new job description: adorable, amusing companion sitting in the lap of luxury. Yorkies were first seen in America in the 1870s, and the AKC recorded its first Yorkie, a female named Belle, in 1885. Care and training of the Yorkshire Terrier should do well on a high-quality dog food, whether commercially manufactured or home-prepared, with your veterinarian supervision and approval. Any diet should be appropriate to the dog's age. Some dogs are prone to getting overweight, so watch your dog's calorie consumption and weight level. Treats can be an important aid in training, but giving too many can cause obesity. Learn which human foods are safe for dogs and which are not. Check with your vet if you have any concerns about your dog's weight or diet. Clean, fresh water should be available at all times. The Yorkshire Terrier's coat is very similar to human hair and should be treated accordingly. If the coat is kept long, it needs to be brushed daily. To avoid eye irritation, the hair on the upper part of the head should be trimmed short or pulled up to a top knot. The Yorkie will need a bath every week or so. Check the ears weekly for any debris or signs of infection. Even small dogs require exercise to stay healthy, both mentally and physically. Yorkies will benefit from both moderate exercise, such as walks with their owner at a steady pace, as well as occasional short bursts of activity, such as chasing after a tennis ball in the backyard. A short walk twice a day will likely be enough for your Yorkie to see new scenery and burn off energy. Participating in dog sports such as agility or obedience also will provide a beneficial activity to keep him healthy while challenging his mind as well. Yorkies love their owners and are very intelligent and eager to please. Offering effusive praise and treats for good behavior will work far better with the Yorkie than harsh corrections. Starting from an early age, the Yorkie should be socialized to strange situations, people, and other dogs. Take him into new situations slowly and always in a calm and happy atmosphere. These should be positive experiences. Despite their small size, Yorkies can participate in and excel at canine activities such as rally, agility, and obedience. Many Yorkies serve with their human partners in roles such as therapy work. Would you like to learn more about your Yorkshire Terrier and have them be one of the best trained dogs? Follow us on our social channels. Just search DogWorks Radio. Did you know that DogWorks Radio is much more than a podcast? We are a full-service dog training center here in Alaska, and we work with clients not only up here in the Great White North, but also around the world. As always, check out our website at alaskadogworks.com, and please be sure to tell your family and friends about our podcast. The best thing you can do to help us out is just to share our show on social media. See you next time.
This episode of the podcast is sponsored by First Paw Coffee Company. Learn more at firstpaw.coffee.
From First Paw Media, this is DogWorks Radio. We hope you enjoyed this podcast, and we invite you to subscribe in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts. You'll find a link on the episode notes. You can tap or swipe on the episode cover art, and you'll see some offers from our sponsors. You can support our show by supporting them. If you like what you have heard, we would love it if you could give us a 5-star rating and tell your friends how to subscribe too. Your hosts are Robert and Michele Forto. Our producer is Robert Forto and created for First Paw Media. Did you know that Alaska DogWorks trains service dogs for those in need throughout North America? Each and every service dog that is trained through the Lead Dog Service Dog Program and Michele Forto and her team has an individual training plan. We train for autistic, mobility, psychiatric, and PTSD for our soldiers for service work. If you know of someone that may need a service dog, please take a moment and check out Alaska DogWorks on social media and at alaskadogworks.com.